Hello, hello, my darling friends. So glad you all could make it here. So glad to have you all here. I am so glad you all could take a few moments out of your day to come and join me because we got some nonsense to talk about here. We've got a little bit of a mess to talk about here. As you come into the chat, my darling friends, make sure this did I Oh, I probably had my microphone unmuted. That's why you guys heard me. But yeah, I was sneezing. I bought some brand new flowers and I don't know. Every time I get the flowers into the vase and everything, they get me sneezing for a bit and then I'm fine. And yeah, I'm good though. It's not like a crazy sneezing session like last time. But my darlings, we need to get back to talking about the royal shenanigans that is going on. John, my darling, thank you so much, my sweetheart. Molly, you are too cool for school. Molly and the beach, life is good. Life is good. I'm blessed. I've got a roof over my head. I have a healthy child. I have a healthy dog. Knock on wood, right? I should get off and sage myself afterwards. I did make a trip. You guys saw that I wasn't around on the weekend uploading videos because, I like to spend it offline with my little one and with my family, with my parents. And I did make a visit to Mama Mole's house. So I made sure Mama Mole saged me and everything and put all her blessings on me and gave me all the protection and everything that I needed. So it's been good. I've been feeling good. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders. But we need to talk about what the hell is Charles doing? Because at this point, you guys, we can't ignore it. I have always said that Charles is still dealing with Harry and Meghan, and people have given me pushback like, no, they've cut him off. He's not talking to them. He's not dealing with them. But what happened recently is proof that Charles is still dealing with Harry and Meghan and talking with them. But before we get into that, before we talk about Charles's incompetent actions and how it looks to the public, an old geezer, my darling, that is very sweet of you. Thank you for gifting 5 MeghansMole memberships. If you have received a membership from an old geezer, make sure you thank him for that. Thank you, my darling. That is very, very kind and generous of you. Thank you. Charles never cut him off. And I've always said this to you guys. I've always told you guys that Charles never cut off Harry and Meghan, but people would get upset. The big main point that I've always made was saying that, Charles was still paying for his security. And the reason why I said that was if Charles had always been paying for Andrew's security and we just found out he had recently stopped paying for that, then why shouldn't I believe that he's doing the same for Meghan and Harry? And that's always what I've said. People have pushed back, but now we see that, I can't. When all the flags are there and all the dots seem to connect, I can't not see what is going on and say, well, come on, common sense puts 2 and 2 together. But let me tell you guys something. What I'm disappointed at is that the Wales family were at Wimbledon together on Friday. Was it Friday? Oh, goodness. No, was it yesterday? I am losing track of my days. Yesterday. But the day before, on Saturday, when Catherine was there for the women's singles, because Catherine now, if you guys haven't noticed, always shows up to the last 2 days because she is the patron of the All English Lawn and Tennis Bowl Club. So what did I just say there? I don't know. But basically, Catherine shows up on the last 2 final days to give out the trophies for the women's singles event and for the men's singles event. And I feel like William showed up on this day proud and strong to be with his wife because the day before, on the day that Catherine shows up to Wimbledon, Daily Mail just had to leak just had to leak that there was a private meeting between the secretaries of King Charles and the Duke of Sussex's senior aides. And they made sure that they sat out on an area which was completely public. Now, you tell me, my darlings, which one out of these three looks like they could be a culprit, like they knew they were being photographed? This one right here. This one right here seems like, yeah, I know this is going to happen. I know there's a setup. But then these two look like, shocked? Were they? I don't know. What do you guys think? But this is what I have to, let me read this article out to you guys, because we need to have a discussion here. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Harold is out of money. Harold wants to come back because he wants to be a part of the royal family. Well, we know that they need that connection to the royal family. We know that they need to always seem like they are connected to the royals. But Charles, what are you doing? Look, I know you aren't feeling well, but this makes you look so weak. We need to remember how much damage the royal family, Harry and Meghan have done to the royal family. And these are, let me tell you what I'm thinking here, okay? Because this is what I believe is going on. And I have to give credit to one of my super secret super sleuths that I DM back and forth. And this was actually their idea and their thought process of why Harry and Meghan were reaching back out to Charles. But let me read this article to you guys first, okay? And then we will get into that. And I want to know what you guys are thinking about this. So just keep in mind that I have this on another screen. I just feel bad that this happened to Catherine. Like, she's at Wimbledon. It's her first day. And you know how the royal family always like to say, oh, we royals make sure we don't step on each other's toes, right? We make sure we don't have or anything going out to press or any engagements on another day of a senior royal. And yet you're trying to tell me that King Charles didn't know that this meeting was going to be, put out to the public? I'm sure he had an idea. I don't think he's that clueless. And I've always said, now people haven't agreed with me about this, but I've always said that Charles and Camilla have been jealous of the love that the public give to the Wales family. They wish that they had the sort of reception that they would receive, but the Wales receive it instead. So let me read this to you guys here, my darlings, okay? Let me get into this because this is ridiculous. Come on, Charles. So the Secret Harry Peace Summit, and this is an exclusive. So King Charles and Prince Harry's senior aides have held a secret peace summit. It was so secretive, my darlings, that they just had the exclusive. Daily Mail had a photographer there who had taken the photos, and then it was shared with Charlotte Griffiths. And we all know that Charlotte is one of the mouthpieces for Harry and Meghan, because if anyone has watched Palace Confidential on YouTube, you will always see that Charlotte is taking digs at Catherine or the Wales family. I don't know if you guys saw, she's now critiquing Princess Charlotte's outfit at Wimbledon. So Charlotte Griffiths, editor at the Daily Mail, wrote this, and she is a pro-Sussex squad mouthpiece. She writes, King Charles and Prince Harry's senior aides have held a secret peace summit, the Mail on Sunday can reveal, marking the first significant move to resolving their rancorous family feud. Sources said last week's meeting, so the meeting was held in the middle of the week, last week, before Catherine was supposed to show up at Wimbledon, but yet they released it on the day that Catherine shows up at Wimbledon, gets an amazing standing ovation reception. Let me just show you why I feel like Charles knew that this was going to come out, because I'm just going to show you guys the facts here. Let me pull it up on my Twitter page here. Give me a second. Because I This was ridiculous. This was absolutely, I got to find it here. I got to show it to you guys. We saw the reception that Camilla received when she showed up to Wimbledon. How, they want to claim that there was a big out loud, like cheering for the queen. But come on, there wasn't any of that. There was none of that. There were people who were actually tapping others to stand up and clap for her during that time. Remember, I showed you guys that clip? I'm just wanted to grab that clip here because I know that I commented on it. And I just want to share that because I just want to show you then how they go after Catherine and claim, well, no one was interested in seeing her. Nobody cared to see her. Let me see where it is. Here we go. Let me pull it up and then I can do the same thing. Oh gosh. Okay. Let me show you all, my darlings, because I love coming with the proof. I like to show you guys what I have. Let me show you. So this was when Camilla showed up to be in the royal box at Wimbledon. Let's listen to and see how she was,
Majesty the Queen taking her seat in the royal box. Majesty the Queen taking her seat in the royal box.
Stand up, you old git. Show the queen some respect. Stand up, you idiot. But look, where you see the shots from the court, people weren't really, they were seated, right? They were seated. Now, let me find it for you for Catherine. Let me stop sharing it because I don't want to give anyone any kind of seizures from me scrolling to find Catherine's reception, because a lot of people didn't like that I pointed out the fact that nobody had to be told to stand up for Catherine. Just saying. And I know the fact that this had happened, I feel like maybe Camilla or Camilla's communications team saw the reception that Catherine received, and it was like, you know what? Have them release the stuff to the Daily Mail that we had a chit chat together. Because let me show you the reception that Catherine received when she arrived to the royal box. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I got goosebumps. I've got literal, oh my God, I've got full body chills right now. I've got goosebumps everywhere right now. Like, that is a reception. That is a welcoming. And I feel like, Camilla's side can be petty too because they want the attention. This is crazy. She looked amazing. She looked stunning. I don't have the photos, but afterwards she was like holding on to her cheeks because she was so overwhelmed with the reception that she had received. The outfit that she is wearing is a custom self-portrait outfit. I love this look that she has going now with the fitted blazer type jackets and the skirts at the bottom. I love this look. Everything Catherine wears is very timeless. It's very classic in the fact that if we see photos of Catherine, say 15 years from now in this outfit, you know that fashion always repeats, right? So we know that what Catherine wears is timeless. It's elegant. It will always look good regardless whatever fashion phase is in. Because at the end of the day, seeing a woman dressed nicely, seeing a woman in beautiful tailored outfits is gorgeous. You love that, right? You don't want to see someone looking like they just got their clothes ripped out of a cow's mouth after it's been through all 8 of their stomachs. That's just what there is. Trust me, there is no jealousy with Catherine, or she doesn't think about Meghan. It's not even in her orbit or anything at all. But the fact that King Charles had sent his secretary to meet with Harry's senior aides for chit chat, the fact that it has been leaked to the public, and quickly, Harry and Meghan's PR comes out with a story claiming that they weren't responsible. It wasn't them who released the information. They didn't do it. But you know, Harry and Meghan, when thou protest too much, I feel like it was them who leaked it. Because let me show you guys this, because I know a lot of people aren't following the gossip and what's going on here stateside in the States. I know a lot of people ask me why I cover the royals. I lived in a Commonwealth country and grew up in a Commonwealth country all my life before I moved down here to California, okay? Some people think I moved down here to California to work for Meghan Markle and Christopher Boozy, but you would have to be an idiot to believe something like that. But let me tell you, this was the narrative being spun around in all of US press media outlets, because this was the Daily Express US version. I didn't see any of this in the UK version of the Express, where they were saying that Prince Harry knows he can only fix relationship with royals without Meghan Markle, right? They are ding-dongs. They truly are ding-dongs, okay? But then here we go. And then all of a sudden, on the day that Catherine is doing her engagement at Wimbledon, which is something important, we get this leak about the secret Harry Peace Summit. Come on. Harry was setting the groundworks. They need the connection to the royal family. They need to be seen that they are still royals, because you know why? Harry and Meghan are jealous that Catherine's children, Charlotte and Prince George, are now going to be the ones who will be getting the spotlight and the limelight. We all saw how the media was going crazy for Charlotte and her adorable pink nails. I want to know how long until Meghan hires a redheaded child who is allegedly supposed to be Invisibet with pink painted nails now. Because we all know they are nothing but a bunch of creepy stalkers. It is usually the Sussexes leaking everything. It truly is them who leaks everything. Nobody believes them. Meghan couldn't wait to leak it. I agree 100%. If they are broke, if they are, I don't think there is a divorce yet happening, but you would think that Charles would be smarter than to play into the hands of Harry and Meghan. Now, my secret super sleuth had said something along the lines, and I completely agree with them, because it could be Meghan behind the scenes telling Harry, look, Harry, I want you to go and reconcile with your family. I want you to go and see your father. Make good with him before he passes away, because he is ill. I think Meghan did that to manipulate Harry, and then sets up this meeting. Okay, they set up this meeting for Meghan to, after call the Daily Mail, to leak that this meeting is happening, to then tell Harry, look, Harry, we can't trust your family. It's your family who is leaking to these UK presses. These UK press are so evil. But we all know Harry and Meghan are still working with the UK press. They work with Charlotte Griffiths, who is the editor at large at the Daily Mail. But Harry is so dumb, he cannot see that the calls are coming from inside. Sounds reasonable for Megsy. Now, the reason why I think this is true, because remember, this isn't the first time Meghan Markle has manipulated Harry and Charles and leaked it. Because remember, after Meghan Markle accused the royals of being racist on the Oprah Winfrey stupid interview, Do you guys remember that they let us know that Charles went and wrote a personal letter, a personal handwritten letter to Meghan, which was later weaponized by Scobie to use in his book to claim that Charles and Catherine were the racists? Do you guys remember that? I know a lot has gone on, but I feel like we always need to bring back the past and the receipts to remind everyone this is all nothing but a plan by Team Sussex, by Harry and Meghan. How can you trust someone that has done so much to damage the royal family? And then how does this look for William? It puts William in the tough spot of like, now he is going to be painted and the narrative is going to be, oh, it's William who doesn't want the reconciliation. He is the one who is holding everyone back. It is his fault. He's the bad person. He's the bad brother. That's what it is. That's what it is. Look at this. Look at this strong man. Look at this strong man. If I was him, I would be like, you know what? You want to keep throwing my family under the bus. You want to keep colluding with the Sussexes, because a lot of people were claiming, well, why didn't William have a representative there? William probably wants nothing to do with that shit. And Charles keeps showing that he is a weak individual. How does this look for Charles now that it's been leaked to the public that, yeah, I've sent a communications person, despite the fact that, you know, Omid Scobie leaked the fact that Queen Elizabeth was going to be transported by train when in fact she was driven in a hearse. Remember that? How many times do Harry and Meghan need to betray Charles for him to understand that he is not a trustworthy individual? I don't get it. I don't get it. All this does, in my opinion, with all the stories that have been coming out about how the royal family saw Meghan's bad behavior, how the royal family saw the red flags in Harry and Meghan, and yet they allowed them to go on with the wedding. They gave the multi-million-pound wedding. They gave into all of Meghan's demands. They gave her all of the jewels. Charles paid for all of her clothing and jewelry. Meghan Markle spent over £400,000 in her first year of a royal wearing clothes and being taken care of by Charles. What does that tell you? And yet Charles, you would think that as the king now, he would want to tie up the loose ends to leave a clean slate for his son William to rule. But it seems like Charles is doing everything he can to destroy the monarchy, to destroy people's trust within the monarchy, and leave a mess for William. Charles has always been a manipulator, though. Nothing new about Charles and what he can get out of something. You are definitely right about that. That's for sure. Julie says, heard a rumor that Meghan and Has are low on money and set up meeting with aides to get their hands on a trust fund only Charles can sign off on. Love you, Molly. Love you too, Julie. Julie, thank you for, I called you jewelry. I was looking at jewelry earlier. Sometimes when I get down or upset, I start looking at stuff online shopping or expensive jewelry just to make myself like happy again. But yeah, I think, you know what, any way they can manipulate and make it seem like they are still connected and have a connection or have a foot in, half out with the royal family, they're going to take it. And Charles is stupid, in my opinion, for giving into it. It makes him look weak. The fact that Charles isn't taking care of the whole nonsense of those fraudulent children, those phantom hostages nobody has ever seen within the royal family. Hello. Shouldn't you take care of that, Charles? Shouldn't you take care of that mess? Yeah. I agree. Thank you, Kids Irrelevant, for becoming a member again, darling. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate all the love and support you send my way. I have to get back to replying to some emails, but I hope you understand. Like, I'm the type, like, I say what I need to say and I move on. right? Even with Harry and Meghan, I say what I need to say about them and I move on. If I have to bring up the past to remind people, then I will. And Harry and Meghan are quite like, ugh, yikes. They truly show that, Charles has no balls, just like how Meghan has deballed Harry too. Yes, Katie, we definitely have the best community on YouTube. I love you guys. I love my chat. Grumpy Sapper, great to have you here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of the community. I appreciate you all. I appreciate everyone who has stuck around through all this. And the way I see it, when people suddenly leave my channel or something, I always think, you know what? Those are the type of people I want anyways. But look, here is Charlotte Griffiths, who is very pro Meghan, right? Pro Meghan and Harry. And look at what she's basically their spokesperson, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if she was part of their WhatsApp group chat. But look at what she has to say about the leak that has happened. Here we go.
Surely this is exactly the problem, though. There's one thing actually holding the summit, and then another thing actually being able to say things without the fear that Harry will just go off and leak everything once again. So do you actually think, even if they do hold this, it will actually be a conversation that is worthwhile in any way, or will the king just be constantly worrying about what it says with every single word?
No, I think you're right. I think they have to reset relations from this point onwards. I think what will definitely happen, in fact, is that they will lay some ground rules for communication from now on. And, Harry cannot repeat what goes on in these private conversations.
Shouldn't these ground rules have been set already? I mean, you are the chitty chatter lady of the Sussexes. So what are you talking about?
Conversations, because Harry really wants reconciliation and he wants to be able to freely speak with his father. At the moment, he can't even get hold of his father. There is zero contact. He can't get through to him on the phone. He has to go through aides. So I think he'd be willing to meet those demands. And it's a pretty simple demand. It's, if I chat to you, can you please not, have it leak out on Oprah Winfrey, or global.
Bullshit, Charlotte. This looks like you are nothing but a slimy, snaky. Look, I believe Meghan has done this before. I think Meghan is telling that she wants Harry to reconcile, but in reality, she doesn't want that. She doesn't want it. Why doesn't Harry reconcile with Thomas Markle? Reach out to them. Reach out to Thomas Markle. Reconcile with him. Meet him. Thomas Markle doesn't even know his grandchildren. And he's in much worse health than Charles. Yes, he's older. Yes, Charles has cancer and he's dealing with it. But Charles has the best medical team behind him. Whereas Thomas Markle, well, who knows? I'm not believing this narrative. I think, yes, Harry and Meghan are in trouble, but also Meghan is playing Harry for the stupid fool that he is, who keeps falling for the nonsense. I feel like, they constantly need to keep their connections open, but Charles is an idiot for giving in to something like this, because once again, you've got egg on your face, sir. You definitely have egg on your face. Stephen Magnus says, did you see Fairwind's estate has only one rosé wine on its website that sells for $36 a bottle, and it's not as ever? Yeah, I definitely saw that, my darling. I did. Thank you for that. Thank you for the emails. I'm trying to catch up with my emails this morning, but yeah, thank you for that. I also noticed that there are some PR videos being put out by Meghan where people are taking video with her wine, talking about how amazing it is without actually trying it or tasting it. I mean, I don't know about you. If Meghan, this just shows how much of a shitty business person she is. Well, she isn't, because if you wanted people to buy your product, why do we not see you trying your product yourself? That makes no sense. Let me show you guys this video that I'm talking about, because as usual, I love having receipts. Let me show you.
Okay, Henry. We're enjoying our rosé from As Ever. It is delicious. So thank you, Meghan. Thank you, As Ever. It has a slight stone fruit flavor.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. if you guys saw all the reviews that weren't paid for anything or weren't paid by Meghan Markle, they will claim that they don't taste stone fruit. It's very acidic. It doesn't taste good. It's no bueno. I bet you they probably dumped half this bottle out into the bin and then dumped the tiniest amount into his cup and is now claiming that it is so good. If it was so good, you would have drank it or you would have taken a sip. But you did not, senor. So I detect a bunch of caca you're telling here.
It's really good, perfect for the summer, and they're going to be restocking soon, so you can get it before summer's end. Here, cheers. Okay, Henry, we're enjoying our rosé from.
The dog was like, get me out of here. That stuff smells like shit. I can smell the acidic, stinky notes to here. Get me out of here. He says cheers, and he didn't even take a sip. I bet you right after they cut the camera, he's like, get this crap off my table. Get it out of here. I don't want this piss looking shit on my table. Get it out of here. Vinegar. It absolutely looks like vinegar with some coloring in it. Okay. The Temu winery. It is definitely the Temu winery. Maybe it's wine with apricot spread diluted into it. You messy, messy, messy man. Stephen, I love it. Anyways, my darlings, look, I can't deal. Like, the fact that Charles gave into this just makes him look silly. You need to put your people first. People don't like Harry and Meghan. They don't like all the nonsense they have lodged at the royal family. Harry and Meghan have so far not only disrespected the royal family, they've disrespected Queen Elizabeth. They've disrespected her childhood name, because now every time you think of Lilibet, it is connected to that sexual deviant Tyler Perry, who is really going through it with all the claims that are coming out about him. Pardon me. My brain was moving too fast there and I got tongue-tied. And then you got the fact that Meghan mocked the royal family with that curtsy that she did. Every time Meghan and Scobie and them always disrespect the royal family by claiming they're racist. Like, come on, Charles. A part of me always wishes, why couldn't Anne become queen? I wish Charles would have just stepped aside, go tend to his honey and his bees and his flowers in the garden. If Anne had have been around, she would have been like, we are getting this shit in order now. That's what we would have seen. And truly, when I see Princess Charlotte, I see a little bit of Anne in her. I've got to be honest, okay? I see Anne in her. Can I tell you? I was going to say something, but never mind. But yeah, like, I don't think there should be anything to do with the Wales with Charles and Prince Harry. I feel like if there's going to be reconciliation, do it behind the scenes. We don't need to know about it, okay? But let's leave the live today on a good note. Let's leave the live today on a high note. Let me know what you guys think about this meeting between Charles's aides and Prince Harry's aide. It is, I don't like it. It's it's very slimy to me for you to be doing something like that. But what I did want to leave off on here are the amazing photos that we got from the Wales family, who they brought George and Charlotte to the tennis game with them. And people were saying, well, why wasn't Louis there? Why didn't they take Louis? Well, Louis, number one, it was hot. And look at how old these children are. They're a little bit more older. They're more mature. Louis is still a bundle of energy. He would have probably been bored watching tennis. But look at this photo, my darlings. This is Catherine falling in love all over again with the man of her dreams, with her husband. This was like a private moment shared between them that was caught by the cameras. I love this. This is love you cannot fake. This is love between two individuals who their souls have been intertwined together. They are now one. Right? Someone wrote on Twitter, I can't remember who wrote it, but they wrote, they took this picture and put the clip like William was asking his wife, Catherine, darling, Would you like some rosé? Would you like me to grab you some rosé, some champagne or something from the bar? And she looks up and says, yes, William, dear, please, thank you. And then William says, would you like some as ever? And her response, oh, shut up, William. And I just started laughing when I read this. I don't remember who wrote that, but if I remember, I will definitely update my description box below so you guys can see and they can get credit. But I was laughing. Private notes, thank you for the super sticker, my darling. That is very kind of you. Thank you. Joe gifted 1 MeghansMole membership. Thank you, Joe. That's very sweet and very generous of you. Thank you, my darling. And Linda sends a $2 super sticker. That is always sweet. Thank you, my darlings. Look at these. Like, I love this photo, okay? I absolutely, you can see that the love between these two after everything they have been through, even Catherine's illness, you see there is a renewed love between this couple. You definitely see that. You can feel that. You can see when they steal glances from each other. Let me show you this photo. Ay, chihuahua. I could look at this photo. Come on, you can't tell me William doesn't know what he's doing with that tongue being out and him licking his lips. He is a fine, fine man. And I think why he has become more and more attractive in my eyes is the fact that you see how ferociously protective he is of his family, of his wife, of his children. Like, that is what makes this man a lot more attractive than some ginger dimwit like Prince Harry, who needed the help of Tyler Perry to rescue his family and take them on a freedom flight. Hell no, will you never see William asking for other people to help his family. That is not a man. This is a delicious man who has grown up to be an amazing father. And a lot of women are attracted to that. We all see the love he has for his wife. We all see how he cares for his wife and is very gentle with even other people. There is a video of William. Let me see if I can find it here, where when they are entering the royal box, there is an older senior gentleman who is sitting at the very front, like in the very first seat. And William, because he was brought up, now you know this is like being brought up with good manners and how to treat people. He actually lets this older gentleman stay seated, lets him know, just stay seated. You don't need to get up. It's okay. Like, it's just the compassion and respect that he shows towards other people. That's what it is. William has a lot of love for individuals. William has a lot of respect for people. I absolutely have so much love for the Wales. Oh, this Wales supporter just blocked me. Okay, whatever. But I'm trying to find this video for you guys so I can show it to you guys. So he truly is a gentleman. He truly, truly is. I want to see if I can find this video for you guys. Whose page did I see it on? See, this is my issue in my memory. I remember everything like a sponge. I have a long memory. Who is it? A fan of Prince and Princess. I think it was this page. Let me find it for you guys here. I think it was, let me see. Oh, there are so many good photos of the Wales family attending Wimbledon, of the Wales family just, I love seeing them together. I love seeing the interaction between William and Catherine and their children, and just, it is so sweet. It is, oh, I didn't know you guys could see what I was doing, but yeah, I was looking for the video. If I find it, I will post it up on my Twitter page. You guys know my Twitter page is accessible to everyone. Anyone can see my tweets and everything. I don't block, I don't delete. The only time things get deleted is when they are very, very rude, racist and disgusting. Look at these Wales children. Okay, I cannot get enough of them. Let me just show you guys a couple more things and then we will wrap it up here because this mommy needs to get going and take care of some stuff. Look at this. Look at George. I know that there's a photo of Prince William standing like this watching one of the football games that he was attending, like an Aston Villa game. Look at this. I don't know about you, but that looks like a man who knows business. Look at that. Very powerful. He even has the same, look how he like moves his lips and chews his lips and stuff, just like William. Look at that. Huh. That is king energy for sure. That is definite king energy. Well, look at who's teaching him. His father is teaching him. That is definitely king energy. Do you think there's a divorce coming? No. I don't think there's a divorce coming at all. No, because at the end of the day, Harry is as good as Meghan can get. And who else is she going to find richer than Harry who's going to let her run roughshod over them? Nobody else. No one. I don't think there is a divorce. They need each other. But there were so many good videos and images of Catherine and her daughter. I've got so many good images too. Let me show you some photos. And yeah, I keep saying we'll get the hell out of here, but we'll get the hell out of here. Like I love, look at this. People like to claim that the Wales family are not popular. Nobody cares about the Wales family, right? People like to say, oh, who cares about them? But could you imagine having this many eyes on you all the time? This is the kind of attention that Meghan Markle would kill for. Look at this. And you don't even have to be prompted to like take photos or anything. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it so much. Mary Carpenter, thank you, my darling, says they ratted it out. Who else would? You're definitely correct. You're definitely right, my darling. And thank you for being a member for 5 months. Thank you. I appreciate you. Look, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what you guys think of Charles stupidly playing into Harry and Meghan's game. Twitter is X. Yeah, Twitter is X. I still call it Twitter at times, but yeah, that's X as well. I honestly, I can't believe Charles is still doing this to make him look weak. People, I know that Charles isn't, he doesn't really have the greatest reputation. And I know Charles isn't in charge of knighting people either, but this wasn't a good look for him either. I know that allegedly, that it was supposed to be William who was supposed to knight Sadiq Khan, but instead turned it down, wouldn't do it, and Charles took it up instead. I don't understand why they couldn't turn it down, but this is not a good look for someone who has destroyed London. I know Charles isn't in charge. I know it's a whole different committee that votes and everything, but can they not say I don't want to do it? Because this doesn't look good for Charles, whose reputation is already kind of in the gutter, right? I don't know. I'm just saying, but I just can't believe that Charles is giving into Harry and Meghan's PR team. I thought he would be smarter, but at the end of the day, he needs to understand that you need to put the people of the UK, the Commonwealth, and what they want first, and not what your son and his raggedy trollop of a wife who have shown the world that they are not trustworthy individuals. It's not good. It doesn't look good at all. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I have decided, my darlings, that I will start uploading my short form videos for you guys. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for that. I cut back on that too, just to I don't know, change up my algorithm a bit. And well, with summer break being here, it's kind of hard when the gremlins are home and stuff, right? But I'm going to try and start uploading videos for you guys, because a lot of you have been asking for that. But let me know what you think about Charles sending his aide, his communications aide, who I should tell you guys used to work for the Daily Mail for 22 years, right? Doesn't look good at all, right? Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. What does it look like to you guys? What do you guys think? Would you guys be mad at the royal family if you say like Harry showed up to the Sandringham Christmas walk and was walking with Andrew side by side? Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think if Charles did allow Harry to come back, and would you still support the royal family, or would you be like, hey, Wales family, say deuces until Charles is, his reign is over, and then come back? Because at the point, I don't like the mess he's leaving for William to have to deal with, and it looks like quite the mess. But anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all so much who have been supportive during this live. Thank you all who have sent messages. I appreciate you all, each and every one of you, so much. I appreciate everything you guys have said and done for me. At the end of the day, I appreciate the truth. And remember, the truth not only always comes out, but the truth always prevails. Sometimes it may take a little bit of time and it might be hard to keep your mouth shut, but it's okay. The truth always comes out. Anyways, my darlings, I love you all, each and every one of you, so much. I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo, my dolls. Bye.